That dog is going to end up killing your cat sooner or later. That was the sentence I heard more than anything else when I decided to adopt Izzy. Just because she was a pit bull, so many people were convinced that letting her live with cats would end in disaster. They told me I was taking a huge risk, that all it would take was one moment of lost control, and everything would be over. But what actually happened couldn't have been more different. Not only did Izzy never hurt a single cat, but in our house, it was the cats who ended up being the real bullies. When Izzy first came home, she was still just a tiny puppy. To be honest, even I was a little nervous. I had never owned a pit bull before, and at the time, we already had 3 cats that had never lived with a dog. I had no idea how any of them would react when they met. Like many people, I expected Izzy to go through the typical mischievous puppy phase. I prepared myself for chewed up shoes, shredded pillows, and all the chaos that usually comes with raising a puppy. But none of that ever happened.
Hi.
Izzy turned out to be one of the sweetest, best behaved puppies I've ever had. She never chewed on furniture, never destroyed anything around the house, and rarely did anything that earned a scolding. Every single day, she surprised our family with just how gentle she was. Even so, what worried me most was still the relationship between Izzy and our 3 cats. During the first few days, Izzy desperately wanted to get close and make friends, but the cats were understandably cautious. I watched every interaction carefully, because I knew that one wrong reaction could change everything. Ironically, the most careful one of all was Izzy herself. Whenever she was near the cats, she'd walk slowly, almost as if she was afraid of accidentally stepping on them. Whenever she wanted to play, she'd lower herself into a play bow, wag her tail softly, and invite them as gently as possible. It felt as though she was constantly saying, "I promise. I'm not going to hurt you." Then one day, I witnessed something I could hardly believe. The oldest cat in the house was gently licking Izzy's ears, while Izzy lay perfectly still, enjoying every second of the affection like a little sibling being cared for. At that moment, I realized all of my fears had disappeared.
Thank you.
From that day on, the 4 of them truly became a family. The cats would nibble on Izzy's ears, tug at her tail, and constantly tease her. Another dog might have reacted. Izzy never did. She simply accepted it all with the kind of expression that seemed to say, "Well, I guess this is just how my family is." It wasn't just our indoor cats who adored Izzy. Even the cats living outside our enclosure seemed drawn to her. The funny thing is that those cats are normally terrified of dogs. The moment they spot an unfamiliar one, they run away without hesitation. But with Izzy, it was completely different. They'd calmly walk over, lie beside her, and behave as though she'd never been a dog at all. Watching Izzy live among a family of cats taught me something beautiful. Animals don't care about the stereotypes people create. They simply judge others by the way they're treated. And Izzy always chose kindness. The saddest part is that many people make up their minds about Izzy the instant they see her. Simply because she's a pit bull, she's often labeled as dangerous before anyone has the chance to discover who she really is. But to our family, Izzy has proven the opposite every single day. She isn't just the cat's best friend. She's also helped countless people rethink everything they believed about an entire breed. Perhaps the greatest lesson Izzy has taught us isn't whether pit bulls are gentle or aggressive. It's that we so often decide whether to love or fear someone based solely on appearances and rumors. If I had believed those stereotypes back then, I would have missed one of the most heartwarming sights I've ever witnessed. A pit bull lying perfectly still while a group of cats nibbled her ears, tugged her tail, and treated her like one of their own. And to me, that's one of the warmest, most unforgettable images I've ever seen. Sometimes I watch Izzy lying in the middle of 3 cats, completely surrounded by the very animals people said she'd never be safe around. It still makes me smile. She didn't just change our home, she changed the way we see an entire breed. Izzy taught us that kindness isn't determined by appearances, it's shown through everyday actions. If you've ever had a pet that completely changed your perspective, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. And if you're thinking about adopting a shelter animal, don't let fear or labels make the decision for you. Sometimes the ones people misunderstand the most end up loving the biggest.